One movement, millions captivated. Taehyung's unexpected dance at the GQ Korea photoshoot leaves fans speechless. Hello everyone. And welcome back to BTS Fans channel. If this is your first time here, take a moment to subscribe. Not because we chase algorithms. Not because we follow fleeting sensations. But because stories about BTS, especially stories about Kim Taehyung, always need space. Space to breathe. Space to feel. And space to truly understand. Today we are not talking about achievements. We are not counting numbers. We are not discussing trends. Today we are talking about a small moment. One that almost went unnoticed, yet became one of the most honest moments in Kim Taehyung's journey. This GQ Korea photoshoot, by concept, was supposed to be about fashion, about clothing, about silhouettes, about image. But from the very beginning, many sensed that this session was unfolding differently, because Taehyung never arrives merely as a subject of the camera. He arrives as a presence. He does not rush into a role. He does not force expressions. He allows the space around him to breathe. And it is precisely there that everything begins to shift. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere is quiet. Not an awkward silence, but a controlled one. The creative team moves at their own rhythm. Lights are adjusted. Cameras tested. Styling refined. And Taehyung stands at the center of the room, not in a camera-ready pose, but in the posture of someone who is listening. Listening to the space. Listening to the mood. Listening to himself. Then, music begins to play. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just background music. And in that moment, without anyone realizing it, something is born. Taehyung's body begins to move. Not because he was asked. Not because he was directed. The movements are small. Almost instinctive. His shoulders shift gently. His steps follow the rhythm. His hands move as if they are speaking to the air. There is no choreography. No counting. Just a body responding to music with complete honesty. And within seconds, the room changes. Conversations stop. Movements pause. All eyes turn toward one point. This is the moment that left millions of fans stunned. Because this dance does not try to be iconic. It does not shout for attention. It does not demand admiration. Yet precisely because of that, it feels incredibly powerful. There is calmness in every movement. There is depth in every pause. Taehyung is not demonstrating skill. He is allowing himself to exist. And that is something rare. If we look closer, this dance reflects the phase of life Taehyung is in today. He is no longer a young idol, trying to prove everything. He is an artist who has made peace with his own rhythm. No movement is rushed. No transition is forced. There is courage in slowing down. There is trust in silence. And in a world that constantly demands faster, louder, more visible, this kind of calm feels almost revolutionary. For longtime fans, this moment feels deeply personal. Because we didn't just admire Taehyung from afar. We grew alongside him. From the early days when his laughter filled every behind-the-scenes clip, to the era where his expressions were wild, unpredictable, free. Taehyung always moved like someone searching for something invisible. Not fame, not attention, but identity. He was never just performing choreography. He was exploring emotion with his body long before he could fully explain it in words. There were phases where his energy felt chaotic, beautiful but restless. Moments where he smiled loudly yet looked distant in quieter frames. Times when fans sensed he was carrying thoughts he wasn't ready to share. And that is why this single movement matters so much. Because it feels like closure to a story we watched unfold for years. Not dramatic. Not loud. Not made for applause. Just one controlled, slow motion. Born from stillness. A movement that doesn't chase the camera. It lets the camera come to it. And in that silence, Taehyung says more than he ever could in interviews. The photoshoot team felt it too. Professionals who spend their lives around celebrities, models, artists trained to impress. Yet in that moment, no one moved. No whispered praise. No instructions. No forced admiration. Only the sound of breathing. And cameras clicking softly, almost carefully. As if they were afraid to interrupt something sacred. Because what happened in that room wasn't performance. It was presence. Taehyung wasn't trying to look powerful. He wasn't trying to look beautiful. He wasn't even trying to look artistic. He simply existed fully inside his own skin. And when someone reaches that level of self-awareness, the energy becomes impossible to ignore. That's why the footage feels different. There's no tension. No effort to prove anything. His body moves like it trusts itself completely. Like someone who has stopped asking permission to be who they are. When the clips spread online, the reaction wasn't screaming. It was pause. Fans replayed it quietly. Watched in stillness. Shared it with captions full of emotion but lacking vocabulary. Because how do you describe something that doesn't try to impress you, yet moves you deeply? Many said it felt like watching a person breathe for the first time, after holding it in for years. Others said the movement felt small, but heavy with history. Because we remember the boy who used to dance without control. Without restraint. Without awareness of the weight he carried. And now we see the man who moves with intention. With calm. With emotional precision. The contrast is overwhelming. Not because Taehyung changed into someone new, but because he finally aligned with who he always was meant to be. This GQ Korea editorial becomes something rare in idol history. Not a showcase of fashion. Not a display of visuals. But documentation of inner growth made visible. You can feel years of self-reflection inside that single motion. Years of noise fading into quiet. Years of searching turning into arrival. Taehyung no longer performs to be seen. He stands still because he already understands his value. And the world felt that shift instantly. That is why millions of fans didn't react loudly. Because loudness belongs to excitement. Silence belongs to realization. And what fans realized in that moment was not that Taehyung is handsome, or talented, or charismatic. They realized he is whole. That the wandering energy we saw for years had finally found peace. That the artist who once expressed longing was now expressing certainty. And certainty has a different weight. A deeper gravity. That quiet movement inside the GQ studio was not choreography. It was a final chapter. A soft but powerful declaration. Kim Taehyung is no longer searching. He has arrived. Not at fame. Not at perfection.